Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, I do my weekly weigh-in and the WW meeting topic of the week. So as you all know, excuse me, last week was not pretty, but it was 100% my fault. I sucked it up, I went with it, and I gained 4.2 pounds last week. This week, I had a fantastic week. I did, and it paid off. I lost 2 pounds. I'm guessing I might have lost a little bit more if Mother Nature hadn't come knocking at the door. Yeah, but it is what it is. So, what are you gonna do? So I am absolutely thrilled with a 2-pound loss. I will take it, and my goal is to keep it going and get off the other 2 pounds that I gained. I owned it over Thanksgiving, not letting it happen over Christmas. No siree, not letting it happen again. Learned my lesson. So that being said, let's move on to the WW weekly topic. Make the most of your budget. I always say your points budget is just like your monetary budget. You have a certain amount you can spend, and when you're done, when you run out, you stop spending. When you run out of money, you stop spending money. When you run out of points, you stop eating points. Yep, that's what happens. You can't go negative in your bank account. You shouldn't go negative in your WW account either, because that's when we run into problems. So how do we make the most of the points budget? I have a lot of ways. Try this. Want to enjoy the meals and foods that matter to you most? Plan ahead. Where have you heard that before? Plan ahead so you can optimize your weekly personal points budget and keep eating what you want. Number 1, focus on a meal that matters to you. Is Sunday brunch your thing, or do you have a birthday party coming up? This is one of the reasons that I plan my weekly menu. Because that way I can see, like if I want a higher point dinner, I know that, and I can plan a low point breakfast, a low point lunch. If I know we're going to a party, I can plan accordingly, not only for that particular day, but maybe for the week. This week we have a Christmas party to go to Friday night. So I am trying to roll over points. I am trying to get a little bit more exercise in. And I am trying to plan my meals on the party day on Friday. So my breakfast and my lunch are 0 or super low point. So I have my budget to spend at the party. Because it's a party that I don't know what kind of food is going to be served. I know what I am taking as an appetizer. And I'm guessing she's going to have like finger sandwiches and stuff and meatballs, because that's what she usually has. So I do have that in the back of my mind. But I want to make sure I have my maximum amount of points to spend. And it just takes a little bit of planning. Maybe it's not a party. Maybe you just want to have a really nice big breakfast on a Sunday morning. Same thing, just plan accordingly. It's so easy with the WW plan to do that, because most of us, not all of us, but most of us have some 0 point foods. I know by no planning, I actually am having a 0 point dinner tonight, and it's going to be wonderful. I get fish and seafood as a 0 point food, as well as potatoes and like starchier vegetables like butternut squash and eggcorn squash. Tonight we are having beautiful grilled salmon. We're having roasted eggcorn squash and broccoli. It sounds like a beautiful dinner to me, and it's 0 points. So I had a little bit of a higher breakfast. Instead of having 2 pieces of bacon, I had 3, because I had the points and I was a little bit hungry this morning. Instead of having 1 slice of my homemade bread for 2 points, I had a small homemade English muffin for 3 points. Knowing I was having a 0 point dinner, and already knowing, because I planned it, that my lunch was going to be 5 points. All it takes is just a little thinking ahead and just a little planning, and you can get the most bang for your buck. Now they say number 2, visualize your plate. Determine what foods and how much of them you will eat. I know that's easy in theory and it sounds great, but I don't know about you. And I'm transparent here. I am honest here. I go in with a plan. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes something is so good that I put a little extra on my plate. Or sometimes I say, you know what, I'm not going to have dessert. But Aunt Sally Jane made her famous apple cake and I just have to have a little taste of it because I only get it once a year or when we get together or something like that. Just an example. So go in with a plan, but don't be afraid to be a little bit flexible. And maybe if you decide to have a little piece of that apple cake, maybe you can have a bigger salad with your dinner, or maybe not have as much side dish of potato salad or something like that. So sometimes, sorry, I heard a car in my driveway. Sometimes the plans don't have to be made so far in advance. Sometimes you can change a plan on the fly like that. Like, oh my gosh, you didn't know that cake was going to be there. So you know what? I planned on having a little potato salad, but I'd much rather have the cake and spend my points on that. So you can also plan on the fly. Don't be afraid to change things up. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be so rigid that you will not allow yourself something like that. And maybe you're going to somebody's house and they thought they did something great by buying, like, I know you love yogurt, so here, I bought you some yogurt. And maybe it's not the exact yogurt you eat. Maybe it's not the fat-free. Maybe it's the whole milk. Someone was trying to do something nice for you, and I know how I am. It may not be perfect, but I'm not going to turn it down. I will have a little bit, and I will thank them for thinking of me. So sometimes we have to make adjustments on the fly like that. And I do that a lot of times because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Now, if someone just, is trying to push cookies or cake or whatever on me, I always say, oh, thanks, not right now. And if it's something I truly don't want, I'll just say, oh, I'm a little full right now, but I'll come back for that. I don't go back unless they actually bring me something, and then I take a bite and I give it the rest to Doug, or I quietly throw it in the trash, something like that, because I'm never going to hurt someone's feelings or be ungrateful for something that someone thought they were doing kind for me, if that makes any sense. Because to me, kindness wins out over anything else. Kindness wins out over food. Kindness wins out over whatever. Little off tangent there. Something got me going a little bit yesterday. And anyway, so where were we? Oh yeah. Visualizing your plate, but not afraid to make adjustments. You can do this. Guys, we have this knowledge. We may not always think we're confident and have this knowledge, but you know it's in there, especially if you've been doing WW for a while. You have the knowledge. You just sometimes have to dust it off and use it. Then it says pre-track that meal. Yep, I do that. If I know exactly what I'm going to be eating, I pre-track. And even if I don't know, like this party Friday night, I'm going to keep using that as an example because that's what's real in my life right now. I don't know what I'm going to eat at that party, but I will pre-track my breakfast and my lunch, and I will stick to it just so I know exactly the points I'm going into that party with. Because if I don't do it, I'm not going to know. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty generous with myself. And I might think I have a whole lot more points than I do. So I will pre-track my breakfast and my lunch. And I will stick to my breakfast and my lunch knowing that I am going to a party later that night. And that is where I will have a little treat or a little of this or a little of that. So by pre-tracking it, it definitely helps with that too. Like I may not be thrilled, like I may not be in the mood for a salad for lunch, but knowing that that night I might have like a beautiful sandwich on a croissant or a meatball or, like I said, Aunt Sally's famous cake. Knowing that, that'll help get me to that point and remind me to stay on plan throughout the day. Then it says manage the leftover points. Make the most of your remaining personal points in your weekly budget. Earn a few or eye up 0-point foods if needed. I kind of already said that earlier. Our 0-point foods are there. Use them. Do not abuse them, but use them. Use them to your advantage. And that is what I plan on doing on Friday. I think I'm going to probably have scrambled eggs with some veggies in them. And probably 2 points worth, actually no, probably 1 point's worth of Canadian bacon. So I will have a 1-point breakfast. Lunch, not sure yet. I forget what I put on the menu, but it's going to be low points. I'm determined to, I get 19 points a day, daily. I plan on going into that party with most of those points between drinking my water and getting some veggies in during the day. I plan on taking 19 or 20 points to that party with me, and I think that's a great budget. So diving a little deeper, around here, we're all balancing the meals that matter most while still staying within our budget. You've probably heard us say everything is on the menu, and we mean it. That's because the Personal Points program was to create it to actually be livable. Want an arsenal of tools to work with your budget? Lean on your individual 0-point foods list. Earn personal points and take advantage of rollovers and weeklies. It's what you got to do, guys, and it all comes down to one thing, and that is planning for it. Like I said, you don't have to plan crazy far in advance, but try to formulate something in your head so you are ready to go and you are ready to hit the ground running. And also remember, it's a busy time of year. It's a busy time of year to be with friends and meet friends and stuff. And if you're going out to dinner, remember what I talk about with meals out, replacement meals versus celebration meals. I went out Sunday with my girlfriends to brunch. The celebration part was sitting around and catching up and talking about our children and our husbands and our lives and just sharing that fellowship. The meal part, it was just my replacement. It was my breakfast and lunch replacement. It was my brunch. Could I have easily had like the decadent stuffed French toast or the decadent, I forget what was on the menu. Oh my gosh, like the short rib breakfast quesadillas or the short, yes. But I didn't because it wasn't a celebration meal. It was a replacement meal. The celebration was being with my friends. I had avocado toast and it was delicious. So keep these things in mind and just go into this season with this renewed spirit and this plan. And just, you can do it. You can do it. I promise you can do it. So that, my friends, is the weekly topic. The rest, and I do apologize. I've got a couple eating lunch in there and they decided they were going to sing during their lunch. Any other day, totally quiet. Not today. We're being serenaded. So, chocolate fudge cookie bites. That is the recipe. And it is sugar, cocoa powder, butter, applesauce extract, yada yada. They look pretty good, and depending on your personal points, they're between 2 and 3 points. Honestly, can bring these down a little bit. They use 3/4 of a cup of real sugar, which is 45 points. I would use monk fruit because that is what I choose to use. I use the Lakanto monk fruit. It's a natural substitute. I love it. I would use that and save 45 points. They use 4 tablespoons of regular butter. I'm wondering if we need a whole 4. Maybe we could cut that down to 2 tablespoons. I do use regular butter. And they also, everything else you kind of is good. So I might make those. They look really good. We'll see if I have time. So that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today, finding out how my weigh-in went, and just getting some plans for the holidays. So you can do it. I'm always here. If you need any help, any encouragement, please reach out to me. You can, catch me on my Facebook group. You can catch me on, and the links are all below. My email's down there. Don't be afraid to reach out. If there's anything I can do to help you, I certainly will. So have a fantastic day. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you in my next video.